Okay.
Right, welcome to the Gay Lovers podcast.
+1.
Plus one.
But not +1 in a sexual way, +1 in...
Plus one in a...
just
in a
+1
just a plus.
people.
We have a guest today. Called, his name is George Carpenter.
No, you have to... No, you can't... you can't say my full name.
I can.
You have to call me Just George.
Just George.
We're here with Just George.
We're just here with Just George.
Just me.
And he's a cool guy. He always knows... He doesn't know when to put down the bottle of whatever alcoholic beverage.
Whatever he's
Speaking of
drinking
which, he actually does have...
Right.
Yes. So while he gets that, I'll introduce myself. I'm Nick. I'm a bit of a prick.
Yep, accurate.
That's just about it. And over here we have the great and wonderful Callum.
Great and wonderful. I'm like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he is the most homosexual person out of the three of us.
Wasn't the Wizard of Oz a bit of a prick?
Wizard of Oz was a bit of a prick. That's what they
went all the way through that adventure, and then at the end,
they explored that in the Oz the Great and Powerful because he's just a bit of a prick, isn't he? In that, yeah.
I didn't think that was canon to the
Oh, it is.
Wizard of Oz story.
It is. It's canon.
It's canon.
It's canon. Yeah, you know.
Thought it was just a bit of Disney fan fiction.
No, I mean, my idea of Disney fan fiction is
I don't want to know.
Is Walt Disney, you know, slaughtering some Jews? Like that's what I think about. That when
are you okay there?
Oh, that was a good one.
It's a good one. Yeah,
that's how you know it's good.
It gives
Because
it's
it
a nice
makes
kick,
you choke.
nice kick in the teeth.
What are you drinking?
Rum.
Rum.
What type of what rum is it?
Captain Morgan's.
Captain Morgan's.
The original rum.
Original rum.
Other rum is
Distilled
available.
in the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
No, Caribbean.
I think it's Caribbean. I think you'll find.
I think it's Caribbean.
I think you'll find it's Caribbean.
I think you'll find it's not important.
This is a major turning point in this.
Captain and Ginger.
Yeah.
Do we have?
Is that what it's made with?
Milliliters of ginger ale.
No.
No.
Oh, so we can't make Captain and Ginger.
Fuck. Well, good luck. Well, anyway, right.
I've got beef stock.
We could do that.
That's horrific as an idea. Beef stock with rum.
Speaking of horrific,
Yes.
can you explain to us your ideal meal, Nick?
Something that doesn't kill you, please.
Something that doesn't. Well, okay, yeah. So first,
Can you explain how to make Nick's famous rice?
Rice
Right,
with
so
spaghetti and meatballs.
What I would
Nick,
recommend.
hold that up.
Yeah, what I would recommend first of all
Right.
is cooking some rice. You know, add a little bit of salt to the water, wash it thoroughly,
Yeah.
or not.
That's how you do it.
Wash the water.
It just depends how salty you want it.
Yeah.
Wash the salt.
You know, you fry some halloumi, add some sweet corn, bish bash bosh. You got some nice rice.
How do you cut the halloumi?
You with a knife usually. Sometimes if I'm feeling a bit adventurous, I'll just sort of like stab my nose into it and kind of rake it up and down until it falls apart.
Right.
But
Right, okay.
it's a bit of a toss up really. What would your favourite meal be, Callum?
My favourite meal.
Other than like dick.
That was a bit uncalled for.
That was a bit uncalled for.
I just thought we'd need some mature humour
Mature humour.
on this podcast.
But nobody laughed at that.
Well, maybe the audience will though. I don't think so. It wasn't actually funny at all. No.
You do this a lot.
You say things that you think are going to be funny, but then they're not funny.
And then you try to convince other people that they were funny.
I think this is getting a bit too deep into. What's your favourite food, Callum? Fucking hell.
What's my favourite? My favourite food.
A meal. Like your last supper. Like you're on death row. You're about to be fucking taking the chopping block.
You're with Jesus Christ.
Because it's the Last Supper.
And
Can you give me a cap of that?
If I'm with Jesus,
Sure.
Jesus
he's
wasn't.
like, you're actually I won't say that. So yeah.
Jesus wasn't really a meal guy. He just kind of had fish and bread. Did he actually ever eat anything else in the Bible?
No.
The Last Supper was actually
did
just
he
fish and bread, wasn't it?
It was bread and wine
And fish.
and fish. His staple thing was spawning fish out of nothing and feeding a crowd of hundreds with just one loaf of
I
bread.
bet it wasn't that though. if you think about it, right? So the actual
He probably had
story
grapes.
of Jesus Christ, it was actually probably like just some guys.
He just kind of ran. I think there
There was
stories
like 10 guys, and the Last Supper was just 10 guys.
jerking
But
each
it was
other
like-
off
and it
around a
was like-
table.
He brought fish out of nowhere, and what it actually meant is that they didn't have any money, but somehow he still managed to get some fish.
He just stole some
so
fish.
he just stole some fish, and it was like, oh, and then it's passed
So-
down through generation to generation, and they change it.
To be fair, at that point he was at like a lake and they were fishing.
They were fishing.
So it's probably not that the fish came from nowhere. It's
He
probably that they
just
caught
fished-
some
he
fish.
caught some
Yeah.
fish, and then used the fish.
to feed people.
Yeah.
There are also stories of him just being a bit of a cunt. Like he just kind of like ran through, into mosques, babbled his spiel.
I don't think that's what.
In Jewish mosque, and they chased him out.
I don't think that's accurate.
Oh, it is accurate. I watched
I don't think Jewish people
You watched
existed.
it. You watched
a
it happen.
documentary.
You don't
about
think
it.
Jewish people existed? Jesus
think-
was
I
a
think-
Jew.
Yeah, they didn't exist all the way back then. It's only a recent thing. This damn Jewish shenanigans.
Damn Jews.
Fucking Israel. They just created out of nowhere.
This is going on the internet.
Well, I know, but I mean, we've got such a small channel.
It's topical
here.
humour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can talk about the new changes to YouTube that says if you don't have 1,000 subscribers,
Or
and
4,000 hours of watch time, is it? Or is it?
it's and
Yeah.
And
1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time over the past year.
You don't get your monies. Which
And
kind of
if
makes
it makes sense, yeah.
Because before that point, you're not really earning anything.
No, I'm earning jack shit, but it's kind of just a kick in the stomach to be like, okay, you're not worth paying anymore.
well, they've got to make cutbacks, really. Like they're just paying people willy.
It does. I mean,
Really?
it didn't make sense to me when I first heard about AdSense. How you could just be like some idiot and just upload like like I remember when it first
Like
came out.
you could sit in a bedroom somewhere and you could just talk about shit into a microphone and upload that.
Oh wow,
And then
we
you
should
get
do that.
You'd get money from it.
We could do that.
We could. Well, I'm not sure really. It's not. It's not. Probably not that viable. Honestly. Right. So on to today's first main topic.
Did you actually write? Normally, when people do podcasts, they like write down a.
Oh yeah, I know, but I didn't do that.
Yeah, because it's all in my mind. I've just memorized everything like a fucking machine.
Why are you doing that?
This
Isn't
was
it
like
his podcast?
it's like a
Isn't it your podcast?
it's like a test podcast. This one, I'm
It's-
making sure it's viable. I'm making sure everything works. See, that didn't work already, so I'm having to use my phone.
It's making sure his dick works.
Making sure my
It's
dick
amazing
works.
that we managed to get Nerd Cubed here to talk.
Oh damn nerd.
He is
cubes.
tied up though, so he obviously can't.
Yeah. No,
Nerd, would you like to have a word?
Why am I nerd cubed?
Because you sound a little bit like him.
No, I don't.
We can't pass Callum off as Nerd Cube.
But we can be like, oh look, it's our guest Nerd Cube.
Yeah.
Look how big we are. And then
that is.
do a Nerd Cube impression.
No.
I've made
Oh.
some Lego.
It's like, hello procrastinators. It's time for another fucking reboot.
I don't think he actually says procrastinators anymore.
No, he doesn't.
We don't really know him anymore at all.
Actually, I haven't even watched his channel.
cubed?
Who
He's
is Nerd
he-
Cube?
Like, is he even a man? Is he even a man?
Some say he's immortal.
How do you define man?
Someone
Yeah.
who's
Usually
lost,
they
yeah.
need both a penis. No,
No.
penis and not a vagina at the same time. If you have both of them, then you're
No, because there's a lot of modern
hermaphrodite.
shit
In this
now.
modern day and
In modern
age.
day and age, anyone can be anyone.
You can have two vaginas and still be a man.
You can.
So you just
replace
like
your-
slash
you can
slash a
replace
little
your
extra
anus-
flap open or something. How
You
does
can
that
replace your
work?
anus with a vagina, and replace your dick with a vagina.
That is very not a good idea.
Then you could shit out of a vagina.
I think we should change topics.
Right, on to today's first topic. As I was saying, Black Mirror season 4.
Okay, good. We're only 10, 15 minutes in.
We're only 10-15 minutes in.
Isn't this spoilers though?
Well, duh.
Well, duh.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert, we will be
The
actually
spoilers
covering the
ahead.
fucking content of the
If
series.
you click on something that is like Black Mirror season 4 analysis.
We're not
Slash
analyzing it. We're
No.
taking a nice steaming hot load on its chest.
Do you wanna go-
We're taking it. No.
you
What?
wanna
I
go-
thought it was good.
Do you want to go episode by episode?
Let's go episode by episode. Bring up the episode.
USS
list.
Callister.
Right. Okay.
Yes, I like that one.
I like that one as well.
I mean, I feel like with that one and with a lot of the other ones in the series, it was basically just the same concept
It
of the
goes
cookies.
over the same concept of
That's because it's
cookies.
the same universe.
I know, but they could at least think. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but it's different.
It
Give
doesn't
the- give
need
the
to be the
fucking
same universe.
idea-
the point of their
idea
show is
spin.
that the point of their show is that it's all like unrelated stories, and they've just said it later that it's all in the same universe.
Yeah, but it is because of the Black Museum. Last episode.
Yeah. Okay.
You see the.
Yes, but
what was that one? Was it from season 1? With the woman that was getting hunted because she killed someone.
Yes,
Which is-
I know. You don't need to point this out. The point that's being made is that it's going over cookies again and again,
Yeah.
but they could just explore some new territory. It doesn't need to be
Well,
part of
they
the same
did.
universe.
What about the guy that got off to people getting hurt?
I loved him. He was great.
He was a pretty cool guy.
He was a pretty cool guy.
But then he started like literally abusing his girlfriend just so he could, like.
But that kind of happens
We'll get
in
to that.
happens in real life anyway. We've kind of just jumped around the entire series in the first like, 5 minutes.
last episode.
Yeah, and back to the first
USS
season.
Callister.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay.
Okay.
I like the shift from Daly's perspective up onto what's her face, because it at the
Yeah.
start it basically
it's based
followed
on
him.
and then it shifts.
And then
to
when
her.
she's uploaded to USS Callister, it shifts to her because now she's the victim. Because at first it seems like he's the victim because everyone's like
But
fucking mean to
actually,
him.
he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Can we discuss why taking somebody's pussy is a red fucking line?
I don't get why he did that. You
Surely
would've thought-
that's like the number
you would've
one thing
thought
that you want to do.
The number one
You-
thing that you would want to keep for him, at least.
I mean, if he has ultimate control,
he
like
doesn't do it for sex though, because he's a fucking
He's a nerd.
idiot. Yeah.
He just wants his Star Trek experience.
I'm
But you-
sure
but
he's
you
got
can-
an alternate sex drive.
he probably has.
He's got a porn
shit.
folder.
That's a good point.
Oh god,
D-
He's got a porn
Oh.
folder, but his porn folder is just.
Has he got
active
another?
people
He's
that
got another. He's got another.
It's like
he-
anyone. He's like, oh.
He's
I
got a
fancy bit of
sex
that
mod.
ass.
He's got a sex mod.
I fancy a bit of that ass, so he goes and gets a bit from their coffee
God
cup
damn.
and
No.
recreates them.
Does he just
And then
go around in,
rapes them.
he just goes around in public? He sees a hot girl
And he
just
stalks them
he just
around,
takes their like hair or something off like a off the
and he
seat.
takes a bit of hair. And he's like,
Although like it's a bit of a
uploads
problem
it.
because especially if it's on like a train, say you might get the wrong hair, might get one from like somebody's dog, and then you're a bit fucked, aren't you?
oh my god! What if there's like DNA? Like what if he crosses over DNA and it's like a
It's
woman,
like Harry
but then
Potter.
it's like a man's DNA and it's the two people and he puts them in by accident and he's like, oh yeah,
It's like
let's
The Fly.
let's
It's
get
like
it
The
on.
Fly.
He pulls the trousers down and then it's actually like there's a massive dong.
And he's like exit game. And it's like
Exit game.
and like the game's like crashed, and he's just got like
Exit
he's just he's the game freezes with him having a dick in his mouth.
Why does the
and then he has to live
technology
through that experience over and over again.
Yeah, forever.
why does the technology exist that allows him to upload people?
Didn't he make it? Oh wait, no.
It seems
Uploading.
it seems retarded, doesn't it? Because we're assuming that this is that is in a time frame before cookies. Yes.
No, it's after cookies, surely.
I'm not sure
It's not
because
because it's not exactly the same technology. Cookies is recording somebody's brain like patterns.
Was San Junipero before or after cookies? They said in Black Museum.
Wait, is that the one from season 3?
That's the
Yeah.
one where they get uploaded to when they die. They get uploaded into
and then
a...
they go and live through like the 80s over and over. Or they can change
Yeah.
it, can't they?
Yeah.
They can change it from the 70s.
But was that before or after cookies? Because I feel
I feel like that was after as well.
that's very similar to the USS Callister, much more than cookies is. So I'd say that they
I think
exist at the
cookies
same
was
time.
the beginning. No, I think the beginning.
Monkey needs a hug. That's how it started.
No, it
Monkey Needs a Hug is the first iteration
that's
of
what they
cookies.
said.
No, in the time periods of Black Mirror, I feel like it started off with the technology that was from season 1 where you can monitor other people's eyesight. and stuff like that.
That
Like,
must have been the first thing.
That
'cause
must have
that's
been the first thing
simplest.
that was made.
You can record your
And then there was the
Do you want to clip
doing
that
it
to
to a
your arm?
child.
Do you want to clip that to your arm?
yeah sure.
Yeah, clip it to your arm. But then there was the what's it called? From season 4, the when she monitors her kid,
Archangel.
Archangel.
Mhm.
That was probably like the next step.
They were 2,000 years. The grandpa was 2,000 years old though.
I feel like Archangel and Complete History of You are different views on the same idea. I don't think they existed at the same time
Which
or in the
which
same
ones are you
universe.
talking about?
That makes sense.
I know about
The
Archangel.
eye thing.
The
With
one from season 1 where
Yeah.
there's that couple and they're like having an argument or something, and then he finds out that she cheated on him by looking through her.
So does that mean
history.
Archangel was the first ever episode? The first ever chronologically? It might be because that was the first time they'd done something to with like plugging
the first episode is
something
going to
into
be
your brain that monitors things.
no.
No.
The first episode
That's
was
the
gotta be
first-
the David
Oh,
Cameron one.
Yeah, David
or
Cameron.
the
Because that had
run,
no
run,
technology
boy,
in it,
run, or
basically.
what's it called? The one where they you know the
Shut Up and Dance.
Shut Up and Dance. That was pretty.
What was
that,
Shut
David
Up and
Cameron,
Dance?
Shut Up
What
and
was that
Dance. That was he got recorded watching porn.
Child
Child porn.
Child porn.
Child
Let's-
porn, and
don't-
then it was all the people that were child porn
Yeah.
had to do that thing.
I don't think it was just child porn.
And-
One of them. He had a prostitute in his house, so
Oh,
they all
yeah.
had different things.
And Hated in the Nation.
Hating the Nation's pretty like low tech, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's
You're just-
more high tech than the nothing you had before.
Yeah. Yes.
What was the one with the bees?
Hated in the Nation.
Is that's that? one?
That's pretty advanced.
That is pretty advanced. but
That's-
it's also a bit-
Although they didn't have the
I mean,
neural
we're
eye
pretty
things.
close to that now. We're pretty close to just small
Killer
small
bees.
drones.
not
yeah.
really, not at the scale of a bee.
Not.
It's a bit different
But
to
we're
make a
getting
bee.
we're getting there.
yeah.
They have actually. That's a good point. Like there are tests on YouTube and stuff where they have swarm behavior of drones,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
that's
quite
what I said.
which is quite interesting. There's one they make a bridge. I think they have little grabbers on them, and they make a bridge out of rope using algorithms and things. Not sure how that was relevant. No, it was relevant. Fuck you guys. Of course, it was relevant. But so, and then after that, we'd say Archangel maybe,
Yeah.
Archangel.
and then I recording.
I'm not sure Archangel and the Eye thing are set in the same instance
You think
of
they're
Black
different?
Mirror. Yeah.
Do you not think that it's likely that the Archangel thing was a test for children, and then they realised that
Archangel-
that's not a good idea, and then they
Archangel-
re-released it to the general public as just the eye thing?
Yeah, she got an early access version.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So do you think
She
they
did
because
get early access
they
first,
because
but
after
said it was only being worked on.
Yeah.
and then they cancelled the project.
Okay.
So do you reckon after they cancelled the project,
Yeah,
they
I'm
kind of
good with that.
restarted it up as just a new thing where you
Yeah.
just had the eye recording?
What about the one from season 4 with the dating, but it was like to see if you were compatible, and it run the simulations of.
See that's
I'd
still
probably put that down at the start with the others.
not really. That's very very complicated.
It is complicated.
You've got millions of AIs.
That goes after cookies.
I would say that's probably the
Oh.
last one because you've got
Yeah.
millions of
You've got a
AIs.
cookie of yourself and a cookie of someone else, and you download that, and that runs the
Yeah.
simulation. That's how you know if you're compatible.
Okay, I'm wrong there.
Yeah, because that's easily the most complex thing that happens in the entirety of Black Mirror if you think about it. The amount of computational power to have like a phone that does like a million different computations of like
Of an actual
of an
people.
actual person's brain.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
considering
over-
you can't even actually recreate an actual person's brain at the moment.
To have like how many people were in those like scenes? Like
It was
100
100
people.
100%.
Yeah.
Each percent was a person.
100%, 100 people, and there was shitloads of
200
simulations.
technically.
Yeah,
Actually, more than that, because it wasn't just those two; it was loads of other people as well mixed in.
yeah.
Those people didn't need to be simulated though.
They did.
Only
they
the
did
ones
kind.
they interacted with.
No. Yeah,
yeah,
only the
sure.
ones they interacted with. Yes, but they still needed to simulate that entire environment and do it multiple times and do it really fast. Like he just clicked the button and it went analyzing match and did it in like 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, so that's really.
So that's
good.
really fucking
What about,
advanced.
Where would you put the Waldo movement?
Waldo movement. Oh, that must be near the start somewhere because that
Which-
hasn't really got that much tech. That's the one with the animated thing. That takes the
Oh
piss out
yeah,
of everybody.
that's very
I think-
early. That's maybe just after Dance Dance thing, shut up and dance.
I think the start of it is rooted in the start with everything else, but maybe the end of it just didn't happen.
That's a good point, because the end of it is when they sort of this weird like Tokyo kind of Blade Runner type place. But the thing is, the guy was still alive, wasn't he? He was only, say, like 10 or 20 years later. So it's probably still just at the start, really, wasn't it?
In the future, Jamie wakes up homeless in a dystopian police state, with Waldo's face appearing on every screen in the streets.
Oh yeah, because Waldo becomes the president.
That does seem unlikely to happen, though. I feel like
Not the prime minister.
I feel like that's too much. Like in that episode, it's kind of too much progress too quickly.
Yeah.
It doesn't really add up that much, because as I said, like the grandpa
wasn't his like big thing. Like he basically just like told everybody to fuck off, and then that was
his big thing was that he didn't stand for a political party. He didn't stand for politics.
He was like, all right.
And then they said, and then they were like, oh yeah, we can make a brand out of this.
What about White Christmas? Where does that come? Because that's cookies.
White Christmas is cookies.
That's the first example of cookies, yeah.
Oh yeah, it must have been.
And it also had the blocking.
Blocking.
It also had the blocking thing with the vision, and it had a whole system that was more advanced than the vision thing from the the recording thing.
Where's the first instance of blocking?
It's in that episode, yeah.
I don't think they even went over it again, did they?
I feel like they might have gone over it in one episode.
What was the one? Was it Nosedive? The one where there's the rating system. You rate other people.
Nosedive didn't happen.
Nosedive didn't happen. Why?
Nosedive wouldn't have happened in the same universe we're rooting in now.
Why?
Because it's so
different.
Yeah.
Than anything else that
it's so different than reality.
What about Game Test or
Playtest? Playtest is just really fucked up VR. I don't know.
So I think
I feel Playtest could have conceivably happened near the start.
Playtest could have happened, near the start after they fucked with the eyes.
No, I think White Bear comes after they did the recording eye thing. So I think it was Archangel eye thing, then White Bear, because then they had, because in White Bear they had a more. Have... It had the thing where they would block people, like it had a more advanced like thing in your chip.
That was White Christmas.
Was it?
No, that was.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about. Sorry, I'm not talking about.
White Bear was I'm talking about
the Christmas one.
Black Bear. What was it?
It was White Bear. White Bear was.
That was the person who killed
murderer.
People. Yeah. Okay. I mean what's the one? The Christmas one.
White Christmas.
That is called White Christmas. Okay, so White Christmas comes after.
White Christmas was 3 stories.
Yes.
But
4. It was 4 stories.
It was one guy that was over controlling it all, wasn't it?
No, it was.
Because there was the one guy that was trying to get hooked up with someone.
One guy trying to get hooked up with someone. One guy going over cookies for the first time introduced in the series.
Yeah.
Then we've got person
stalking his ex.
And then you've got the whole like out of the cookie thing.
That was fucked up when at the end when he leaves the house and the kid's like dead in the snow because she was with her grandfather, wasn't she? And her grandfather got killed. She went out into the snow to find her mum, and then she was dead because she froze to death.
She didn't get very far, did she?
She didn't, but that was pretty messed up.
Yeah, it was pretty messed up. But that does mean that the vision, because that's a linking point. So that means that White Christmas comes just after the vision, the first iteration, the vision recording what you see.
Yeah.
And then after White Christmas, that's when after cookies have been introduced. So then that must mean that when's the next iteration of cookies?
Oh God,
that must be the first iteration of cookies.
It must be, because they were only doing it for they were not researching, but they were because he was a prison.
Oh no! Because wait, hold on. Monkey Needs a Hug. So does that mean Monkey Needs a Hug comes before White Christmas?
Monkey Needs a Hug was a.
I think he said that was the first way that they worked with things.
Yeah, he did say that was the first thing, but then again,
like he was also very experimental
because the whole episode was actually set at the end of everything, and he's talking about the history, right, isn't he?
Yeah. But in that thing they said that they had rules that they couldn't put consciousness into really like crude formats.
But didn't that only happen after that black guy got like tormented?
No, it happened after Monkey Needs a Hug, didn't it?
A hug.
I thought that was the whole
When-
point
what-
of that.
If we go to just that last episode, in what order did it happen? Monkey Needs a Hug or Prison Inmate? What order came first? Was it the Prison Inmate that...
Prison Inmate,
Prison Inmate is
happened
is an
afterwards.
entire copy of a consciousness.
Yeah.
That happened afterwards, after Monkey Needs a Hug, because he made the...
Well, then how did that legally
Monkey Needs a
happen?
Hug.
That was the Monkey Needs a Hug thing was the first time they ever... Because they transferred her... when she was in a coma to him, and then he transferred it to the monkey. Then after he'd done that project, he tried to do it again with the prison inmate to make some money with that attraction.
Yeah.
Which
So
was
he
also a bit
technically did it
fucked.
illegally, but it wasn't actually made illegal at that point.
No, it wasn't. That and because of the way that panned out, they introduced rules so you couldn't.
And then they couldn't. The reason why because he already made it, it became illegal. But then you also couldn't terminate someone that was inside that system.
yeah.
So he had to keep it alive.
It doesn't really make much sense because the cookies, I would probably still say, is quite a crude is very crude existence. It's basically torture.
Yeah.
However, it's not a unique person, which is quite an interesting distinction.
I think.
When they come into existence, do they not become a unique person?
No.
Having unique experiences from
well,
the
that's
other?
not the way that they thought of it in the cookies episode. They said that it's like your copy.
It's a complete copy of you, yeah.
Yeah, but therefore it's like deemed as a lower
I
thing
think
because it's not an actual when the person was in a coma, like that's actually her. Like that's the only version of her that exists.
Yeah. But the thing is, Monkey Needs a Hug. That must have came before the White Christmas one, because if you think of it, Monkey Needs a Hug.
Yeah, it
Monkey
must
Needs a
have. It
Hug
must
hit
have.
it.
Yeah, it's the
She
first.
had two buttons she could press.
It's the first instance of
Yeah, and in White Christmas, she
Personality
could
or-
control an entire house.
consciousness changing.
Yeah, exactly. So we agree. So it's in the sort of modern bits where technology starts coming. It's Archangel then seeing, recording eyesight. Then it must be Monkey Needs a Hug kind of area, and then White Christmas.
Then White Christmas.
Do you think that Men Against Fire happened?
Men Against Fire. Is that the one with it was the
They're
government...
seeing roaches.
The government made people see roaches instead of people. And
That
had
did-
to
They only
go
made
and
the
kill
soldiers see roaches. They
Oh,
didn't make
yeah.
everyone else see roaches.
It could have coexisted because the roaches were just
It
like
could have coexisted
people,
just
like
in
a
another
sort of-
area of the
planet,
world.
yeah,
Because it's...
It just because all it was basically like a sort of eugenics program, wasn't
And
it?
it does make sense with the eyesight thing. Like,
It's the
I
same
know.
type
I know
of
it makes
idea.
sense. I know it's the same
playtest.
type of technology, but it's. Do you think?
There's no reason why it couldn't have used because all it was a eugenics
I
program.
know there's
just like
no
the
reason why it
Nazis
couldn't
or
have
something.
existed.
There could have just been a regime of like sort of new age Nazis that were just killing off people that they considered the roaches, like just sort of inferior DNA, sort of like how they perceived it. I
That
guess.
episode was also a bit fucked.
It
It was a
very,
bit
very
fucked up.
fucked. I mean, yeah.
But it also wasn't really that... In my opinion, it wasn't like one of my favourite episodes.
No.
It wasn't a good one.
Well, I did kind of guess it like pretty early
Yeah.
on.
You did, yeah.
Because... Well, you kind of get hints, don't you? Because of like the way that not the soldiers, but the way that the people talk about what
The
they're
roaches,
doing.
yeah. Or like even when the first bit when they drop down in the camp and they're talking to the villagers, like the way that they talk about the roaches, it kind of makes it seem like they're not really
Yeah.
like monsters. They're just I don't know. There was some I kind of guessed it around that point. I was like,
Oh, actually, wasn't it something... It was something to do with... It was people that couldn't afford to deal with like illnesses or something. And it was like people
Was that it? I thought
think,
it was just
I
that-
think I remember it was people that were basically outcast from society. The government made everyone see them as like this weird roach thing.
it was just the
No,
soldiers.
it's just the soldiers because only the soldiers had eye implants. The
Yeah, but
rest of
then
it would have been just like
everyone else couldn't.
the same
couldn't
training
kill-
as
Yeah,
the
but then
Nazis got.
why did those people say that they had roaches?
Everybody
Because-
hated the roaches because
Because
they were like
see them as a lower
inferior.
class of society.
Yes,
It's
but
like,
the
it's like
only the
Nazi
soldiers
Germany
had the
and
Oh,
Hitler.
ability
the
to like
soldiers
actually kill them.
see them as like
Yeah.
literal roaches
Yes.
because
The
they
plant
wouldn't want to
implant.
kill people.
Yeah.
So they actually like changed the way they perceive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
so they didn't get like PTSD and stuff like that.
But then that one guy did get PTSD because he actually realised what the fuck was going on.
No, because they had the little zappy thing, the little zappy eye thing that like reprogrammed the
What, the Men in Black thing?
yeah.
He got his
The
mind wiped
neuralizer.
at the end, didn't he?
Huh?
He got his mind wiped at the end.
Yeah, he did.
So-
Yeah.
Didn't he just... Didn't they also have this thing where they could basically make a soldier blind?
Yeah, that was the whole point. Like, they could basically shut
it's got
off
the
his
eye
eyes.
implants, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of a running theme, isn't it, with all this type of thing? Like, it's because it's actually kind of a scary thing to be like sensorily, like deprived of your senses. It's covered in USS Callister. It's covered in that episode. It's covered in Cookies.
White Christmas, the Facebook blocking. I find that really messed up.
Yeah. But no, I think it's kind of because that is basically that's a pretty scary concept, isn't it? To be like deprived of communication with other people.
Yeah,
because
so
that's like
what I was saying.
that's like the ultimate fear. Yeah.
Do you think how many? I don't know. Right. So say if Callum could just like, if he was like mad at you, he could just block you. Like, has he ever been like, I don't want to talk to you at the moment?
Not really.
Have you ever been with Nick? Have you ever had an argument with Nick and you kind of said, I don't want to talk to Nick at the moment, or you kind of felt, I don't want to talk to Nick at the moment?
Yeah, and I tell him to leave.
Okay.
So when that happens, do you feel like you would block him if you had that ability to, where like you couldn't communicate with him and you couldn't hear him?
No, I just tell him to leave.
You would just tell him to leave. You wouldn't take advantage of the blocking system.
No.
See, that actually makes you a good person. But what I'm saying is that there are people out there that would
I
have
mean,
an argument with
if I block him, he's still in the room. He can still fucking punch me in the stomach.
Yeah, I kind
true.
of wondered about that. Like, they can just kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Like in the actual episode, he threw a flower pot when he was blocked, and she still seemed very scared. So I imagine she could have been killed by the fucking flower pot.
Yeah, she could have been killed by the fuzzy white noise monster about to kill her, but he wouldn't kill her.
But yeah, I mean,
He did actually kill the uncle, didn't he? Though.
Yes.
Which means you can kill people that have blocked you.
The uncle didn't block him.
No, but when you're blocked to everyone that's in the family line, aren't you?
that's why he couldn't see the child.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
why
but then
she.
she died, and the child was unblocked.
Oh, and then the uncle was like, well, respect her wishes, and then he was like, no, fuck you, and then he killed him.
It's not that everyone in your family has them blocked. It's that your children or the people you're looking after, your foster kids, or whatever.
Well, I've
got to go.
George has got to go. But are we gonna rate out of 10?
What, Black Mirror or
Black Mirror
season?
Just season 4.
See,
I actually really liked season. I know some people say that it wasn't as good, but I really liked it. I thought they did a solid job on continuing the Black Mirror legacy.
I would have really liked some completely fresh ideas.
Well,
I did like the episodes as like content. Like in the grand scheme of things, even if I say I didn't like it as much as the other seasons,
Crocodile was a new
it's still way better than like most media.
Crocodile was a good concept. Well, it wasn't really a good concept. It was different.
Which one was that?
That was one with the little robot dogs.
No, that's Metalhead.
That's
Metalhead. Yeah.
What was Crocodile?
Crocodile was when she had the read your memories machine.
Oh,
From an insurance
and
company.
She went around killing everybody.
No,
She didn't go around killing everyone.
No, it was the woman that went around killing everybody, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
she trying to maintain the secret.
Yeah, and then she killed the kid at the end.
Yeah.
The little baby.
But she didn't kill the hamster.
She didn't kill the hamster, and that's where they got her.
And the kid was blind.
Now you know, kids, always kill the hamster.
Always kill the hamster.
No, don't say that.
And on that note, it's time
Kill
to
the
end.
hamster. If you've stumbled across this podcast and you've made it this far into the podcast, kill your hamster.
Find a hamster and kill it.
Not even if it's your hamster.
On the street, in a pet shop.
On the street.
See a hamster in a window, in its hamster ball,
Kill it.
go break into the house and kill the hamster, because you never know.
It might be recording you while you jerk off.
Exactly.
And that concludes our podcast today.
How do you think porn's made?
How do you think porn's made? That is how it's made.
Yeah.
Have a little hamster in the
Little
thing.
hamster.
Anyway, this has been the Gay Lovers podcast.
Was that the same name you said at the start?
Yes.
Plus one.
Plus
one non-gay.
a big thanks to George for coming along.
I want to stress that I'm not gay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And we thank you, and have a nice rest of your day after we've probably ruined it with this.